Hi, I thought I'd make a video of the fuel pump assembly replacement for my 2007 Toyota Sienna LE two-wheel drive. As you can see here, I cut into the floor as you've seen other people do. Usually I wouldn't do this. I would probably try to drop the tank. This van has a lot of miles on it, about 230,000 miles. And I didn't want to risk the chance of ruining a clip for the fuel lines or something like that and having other problems. So I decided to cut into the floor. And so the dimensions for that from, again, this is like looking towards, excuse the mess, the front of the car. This is from the driver's side rear sliding door. And from this plastic edge, you can see that the pump itself is about 14 inches or so, the middle of it, and then from this plastic part here, it's about 6 inches in or so. That's just the idea of where you're at. And then for cutting it, this part here, this far edge, it's about like 19 and 19 and a half in. This edge is about 9 and a half. Okay, and then this is about 9 and I don't know, 3/4 or so, the edge on the right side of the screen here. And then if you notice, I cut this edge here, this one, and this far edge. So doing that and then peeling it back, so that way I avoided cutting anywhere near towards the fuel line and the wire harness. And so that was recommended by other posters. Thank you very much for that. And a lot of thanks to L35 in Colorado's video. I think they had a different model of Sienna, but it was very helpful to see kind of the end-to-end process. So you can see the carpet's cut back. And so the first step was cutting the panel out. I used the oscillating tool with a metal cutting bit on it. I know not everyone has that tool maybe, but I didn't. I know other users use the angle grinder. I think you could do that if you wanted. You just got to be careful. I decided to use this to hopefully have less sparks around. It did take some time. This edge here, it seems like there's it's like a double layer of the sheet metal, so it took longer to cut through that. The edges on this side and over here went faster. I'd say they sell those blades on Amazon for not too much, so I would just swap them out as they dull, and so you're not spending a ton of time just trying to get through it. And for those wondering, the depth from the tank to the edge is like 2.5 inches, at least right here, and then it's less, of course, for this part here. But so even if you go through, there's a little bit of space. I started with a pilot hole here to check. I put in a oscilloscope, or what do they call it, endoscope, a scope, to just visualize that it was there. You don't have to do that, but and then yeah, so after that was cut and peeled back, I went here to the panel, and there's one called C/open, which is this one. You want to pull that out. Again, this is from another poster's video, L35, and start the car, and then until the car will not run anymore. If you just pull the fuel pump relay, I'm told that there's still power to the fuel pump. So you need to remove the C/open relay, take it out, start the car, it'll die. Then you can plug it in after so you don't forget. While you're here, if you're doing the job, you might as well replace the fuel pump relay. And then after, you can disconnect the negative terminal with a 10mm wrench, and then you can go back and release any vapor pressure from the fuel tank, sorry, where you fill up the gas. Yeah, and so there's a tool available that you can rent from AutoZone, and that's like a fuel assembly pump tool that's really helpful to get that ring off, because it is torqued down there pretty tight. I think it's OEM Tools 57160. It's called a fuel pump replacement kit tool, and but you can see on L35 in Colorado's video how that tool works and what it looks like. And then, yeah, removal of this clip here, the fuel line. I replaced the clip while I was at it. It's only like $1 or something like that. And then the O-ring that goes around here, that wasn't very much. And then the fuel pump assembly. You can get double check all your parts with your VIN number when you're ordering the OEM parts. And yeah, that was it. It wasn't too bad. Just go slow, and you guys should be fine. And yeah, good luck, and that's it. Take care. Bye. I forgot to mention, it's a good idea to mark where the arrow originally is on the tank. That's like just a white out pen. And then, as seen in L35's video, there's an arrow here for S for start. So you want to clock this your ring to start over here when you're tightening it, and then torque it down as close as you can. I think the poster said it was like 59 foot-pounds. I didn't quite get it there, but it felt very tight, and so I just snugged it up really good. And then again, in other videos, when you're removing it, you have to clear these pins, or not pins, what are they called, just these extensions. When you're loosening it, they will catch on different parts of the assembly, and so you just need to move it as you're loosening it. As for closure, I think I will use metal JB Weld, maybe at the corners, and then seal the edges with like automotive sealer. And then that way, if I needed to access it, I can just buzz through just the corners and then be good. And then the sealant's not hard to cut through if I needed to access it again. And then yeah, that's it. Good luck.